the hardest working podcast in Portland, Oregon, man.
Play no
Game. What's up, you guys? It's been a while. It's Cartier Bob, and this is the Play No Games podcast. And I brought friends.
Hello. My name's Koss.
And I'm Arthur.
And this is Portland's most dangerous, consistent podcast in the Great Northwest.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If you like what we're doing, like, comment, subscribe. We're trying to put you on a higher vibration, higher frequency,
What is wrong with you today?
because we want to get you ready for the social situations, your relationship, allegedly, and
Allegedly.
you know the last thing I gotta say, because what's the last thing? I already said relationships, self, and social situations.
You already said
No, I
social
didn't.
situations. Yes, you
Higher
did.
frequency, vibration.
Exactly.
You said get you ready for social situations.
okay. So your relationship and yourself. How about that? All right. And contaminate my mic as we move on to our as we move into our favorite segment.
This segment is called Play No Games. It could be positive, negative, informative. It could be anything you want it to be. All you got to do is say, I'm ready to play no games about this. Go ahead, Koss, since you're ready.
Yeah. So over my actually, I guess now we're in March. So I had my birthday last month. Decided at my birthday I was going to start a basketball team. Getting back into the flow. Last basketball team I was part of was 2019 men's league. So got back into playing basketball. It's been like 3 years. Man, I suck. So
Which league are you playing in?
I am doing a men's adult league through THPRD, which is Tualatin Hills Park and Recreation District. It's the west side, essentially. I was in the Portland men's league before. That was cool. THPRD is just more local. I'm just gonna do that one. Just looking to fuck around and have some fun.
Go find out, huh?
Yeah.
Fuck around and find
Man,
out.
yeah, so I'm playing no games about practice. I've been trying to play 1 to 2 times a week, trying to get that jump shot back. Ugh. Man, it's tough. Like, I'm waking up with ankle, knee pain. I'm having to stretch before, after games.
Wow, you sound like you're 40. Huh?
Yeah, like last time I was played, I was 22. I'm 25 now.
God damn.
I feel like it's been 10 years. But yeah, I practice.
That's
That's what we're talking about.
I'm gonna say it. So you spent so much VGC on your fits. You know, you didn't put that in your jumper.
You know, at the end of the day, if you're not the best on the court, you got to be the best looking. So expect new sneakers for the season. Expect maybe a shooting sleeve, a knee pad here and there.
Oh shit! You're gonna be one of those dudes.
Put a Band-Aid?
No, I'm gonna keep it. Nah, I'm gonna keep it simple. But
He
new
said,
shoes.
He said, "I'm gonna look clean on the court, but can't hit a shot." Damn it!
You're damn right.
The
And
swaggy P. Shoot, turn away.
0 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 4 technicals. That's my goal. I'm there just to lay people out.
Just don't be a Tony Snell.
The 007?
No stats.
No stats. There'll be at least some
Being
fouls.
for 20, his stat is 25 minutes a game and nothing.
And literally nothing. Yeah. I'm not Tony Snell.
Okay.
I'm definitely like Dylan Brooks.
Yeah.
I hate to admit it, but I'm definitely
Hey,
Dylan Brooks.
You can put up 35 every once in a while.
Maybe on the Rockets.
Maybe when he was
every
a
once
duck.
in a while.
That's interesting. But yeah, that's what I'm playing no games about. How about Robert?
Damn. Fuck. I'm playing no games about. Fuck. I had something, but it's more topic shit. You know what I'm playing no games about? I'm not gonna play no games about. I don't know if people can hear it, but my neighbors are clearly jamming outside.
Dude, it is really loud. Sound people, can you hear that? Oh,
Okay, well, fuck
Wow.
it. If y'all listening to it, somebody's getting turned. They get
On a public road, just with the speaker, huh?
Yeah, it's
On a Wednesday night.
they more twizzled than Miss Frizzled. So
Oh,
It's like
shit.
40 degrees out there. What are they doing out
Man,
there?
it's colder than that. Shit.
so actually, that's what I fuck I'll do. I want to play no games. Actually, this is why I missed y'all last week. Now I know what I really want to play no games about. I want to play no games about the city of Portland.
Good or bad?
Bad.
Ugh.
Here we go.
Like, I don't play anything about. We get snow every fucking year. Like, I will say this time was bad because it was our most record year and it did surprise us. But the fact that we don't salt our roads, we don't prepare for these things every fucking year, and the whole city stops. It's mind boggling. And then the thing that really grinded my fucking gears is I read an article that if you left your car, the city was going to fine you $300+.
Mhm.
And I was like, so you want me to die or pay $300? Why like, you know, like the Jackie Chan meme, like, this is like what the fuck, like, and like I don't know I've heard some horror stories, like people getting off at work at 3 and not getting home until like 5 a.m. People saying and
Yeah, I
doubling
saw
back.
there were kids on school buses, didn't get home till like 11 p.m. Stuck in the on like I-25 or 26.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy. I'll say this: I'll defend not salting the roads. If you own a vehicle, you do not want the roads to be salted. I'll say that. It is gonna destroy your undercarriage. It's gonna create rust. That's why you don't buy a car from the Midwest, because they salt the roads there, and those are all rusty cars. Run like shit. I'll defend not salting for that reason.
So what about snow plowing the roads? It's
They have snow plows, but it's like it doesn't snow enough to where like our government's gonna invest it like to get like hundreds of. We probably have like 20 snow plows in like the Portland metro area.
we can put so many people to work. People want jobs. The people who
Yeah.
ask for jobs, give them a
It's one of those things.
CDL.
It's a tradition now. Every 2-3 years, we have a snow day that shuts the city down for like 3 days, and you just live with it.
I didn't want to build a snowman.
I'm happy it shut the city down and it like stayed for a few days, even though I wasn't here. But like
you weren't affected.
But I hate when it snows and they shut the city down and then it melts that same night and you're like, what the fuck? Those are the ones that I hate. Like I'd rather it be shut down for a few days, and so there's like an actual reason for the city to be shut down than a fake snow day and it's gone the next day.
Mhm.
That should be pissing me off.
I can feel that. I did learn one thing, that snowstorms and snowfall does stop gang activity. So
There you go.
that's one thing.
Did you play in the snow? Did you have some fun in the snow at least?
Hell no. My work never stops. Rain, sleet, or snow, people got problems. Respectfully.
Very true. I would say mine's more positive. I'm not playing no games with coaching. I started coaching track this spring again. Doing pole vault in sprints, and I'm excited.
The place you were working at before as a coach?
Milwaukee.
Oh, you're in Milwaukee now. Oh, nice.
So I've coached in Milwaukee for 4 years now, track and field.
Oh, nice.
So I'm excited. We had our first like practice today. You know, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens out of it. So I'm excited.
Some studs?
About that. I don't know yet.
Okay,
we'll have to see.
You got Coach Carter on, put the chains on the gym door. I can't come in there.
Nah, so we'll see. I'm putting together like their whole workout plan too, and putting together their week's worth of stuff on the track and in the weight room, and so we'll see what happens from there. I'm excited about it. It's definitely one of my passions. So,
congratulations!
Awesome.
Yeah,
congrats.
I told him I'd be out there running with them in a few days, which I will. Like, I gotta stay in track shape too. But I'm part of that.
For what?
I gotta compete. I gotta
compete for what?
To stay in shape. That's
okay. You know, I'm gonna have a vulnerable moment. I'd ask you guys. So y'all remember the movie Remember the Titans?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is it left side, right side, or left side, strong side?
Left side,
No, don't remember.
Damn.
strong side.
Okay. I wanted to make that joke, but I was like, God damn it, I don't know if it's left or right, but it's left and strong.
Strong side.
Left side.
Strong side.
Very iconic movie.
Oh, I remember it now. Okay.
Oh, you didn't know what movie we were talking about.
No, what you just said now. I've only seen it once. Okay.
That was such, as we
To
in.
me- Sorry, finish.
I'm saying as we in Black History Month, that was like the staple movie that we would watch. Remember the Titans?
Like in your household?
Hell no. At school.
Oh. Okay.
I
Watch
mean,
at
it's-
school?
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
they put that on all the time from Black History
Really?
Month.
Yeah.
Like history.
Right? Do you really think I learned about my culture in Portland Public School District?
I don't know.
Do you
know.
really think I learned about my
Hey.
people for them?
Yeah, I didn't learn nothing in North Clackamas either. So
Exactly. I didn't learn shit. But speaking of, people coming together, two people came together in the fight world.
Yes, they did. You want me to bring it up?
I think you should.
All right. So this last Sunday, which I believe was February the 26th, we got the Clash of the Titans. We got
those were Titans.
no
Oh.
the Clash of the Mids. It was Jake Paul finally getting his fight against Tommy Fury, finally showing his skills against a quote unquote true boxer. Someone who had grown up in the Fury family. If you know the Fury family, very famous within the boxing community. His older brother Tyson, probably the best heavyweight to ever fight. His father's a bare knuckle legend as well. Tom Fury. But little Tommy 8-0 going into this fight, fought tomato cans. Tommy fought some bums, I'll be honest, and didn't look great against those bums. Jake looked great against MMA guys. Old, and all the guys he fought were 39 to 40. Anderson being 47. Anderson Silva.
I didn't realize Anderson was that old.
Yeah. So every MMA fighter, Jake Paul, definitely over the hill, was knocking him out. Fighting, showing really well. And this weekend we got to see them go. And at the end of the day, the true boxer won. Tommy ended up winning. My scorecard, if I had to score it, was 5 rounds to 3 for Tommy. The ref was shit. Terrible ref. Absolute garbage. But luckily that didn't get in the way. I did think it was going to be scripted. I thought Jake was going to win. After the bell, I had a 5-3, and I'm like, they're going to give it to Jake, though. Because the commentary was extremely biased. The commentary was extremely biased towards Jake. Really, really highlighting Jake and this stuff. And I was like, interesting. Very interesting. But Tommy used his jab. Outpunched him. Landed cleaner shots. Jake really relied on his left hook, right hooks. But at the end of the day, Tommy won. Did you guys catch it at all?
I caught the I caught about half of it, but it was mainly just like the highlights of it. But I will say this. I wanted to I heard some of the commentary, which I can kind of get an idea of what y'all fully got. Exactly. And hopefully there's a close up on that. Please, hopefully you got that. Is what Logan, right, said to the Logan pretty much called his whole family bitches. And
yes. The interview he did, that was weird too.
my thing is how you gonna say that to Tommy, right? No, Tyson Fury, right? And they're literally across the way.
Yeah.
Where
So
I was kind of yeah, there's never been, or I've never been, or y'all can correct me. Has there ever been something like that where that commentary happens like that? Where
so that was really weird too, because it was between the 3rd and the 4th round, I think, or the 4th and the 5th. Essentially, Radio Raheem is his name. Went to Logan, did an interview, but the interview wasn't just for broadcasting purposes. It wasn't just the fans hear this interview. It was through the stadium speakers. So for
Are you serious?
yeah. So for some reason, everyone in the stadium could hear his interview as well as you watching at home. And then Logan calls out the whole Fury. Essentially says, "Tommy, you're a bitch. Fuck the Furies," on the stadium speakers in between rounds. really, really weird, really like unprofessional too. Honestly, from the broadcasting standpoint,
The
like a
fuck?
fighter
You
shouldn't
don't
hear
cut
that.
that off?
Yeah, a fighter shouldn't hear that in between another. I'm saying again, commentary. The whole broadcast was very Paul favoriting. I'll say that. Uh, very unprofessional to hear that midway through a round. As you're trying to get coaching, whatever. Um, that was weird. Nate Diaz responded to that. Did you see
Oh,
Nate Diaz?
really?
Nate Diaz said, "Yo, fuck Logan Paul. Someone needs to like humble that bitch." Essentially, Nate Diaz trying to get a money fight. Nate Diaz, Logan Paul. That we're in this world now where these fights are being made, and it's disgusting, but it's like that's what the world we live in. But that was weird.
Wow.
I don't know. Like I'll be fucking around like I'm crazy, but I'm like, if I'm like a boxer crazy, and it's like we're like, say it's like, we're brothers, right? You're fighting, and they be like, hey, fuck your family, and be like, I'm the heavyweight champion of the world.
Yeah,
I'll come over there and whip your ass.
and then people don't realize too is the Tysons, sorry, the Furies. These aren't people you mess with.
Aren't they like
These
not
are
drug affiliated?
they're gypsies.
Allegedly,
They're gypsies. They
gang
are
related.
affiliated with the
There we
mafia,
go.
with gangs. These aren't people you mess with. The Furies have a lot of power in the boxing world, but also outside of the boxing world. I don't know. Not a smart call out. I'm curious from someone who is a fight fan. All this, I have to keep up with this stuff. Unfortunately, as a casual, as you guys as a casual, does this ever spark your interest?
No.
No, from you.
Yes, because
Okay.
you got to correct me because Jake, right?
Yeah.
Jake made me like want to see him lose. Like
That was his goal, really.
exactly, he became a heel enough to be like, you know what? Am I going to pay to watch this? But like, will it be nice looking down? Jake Paul knocked out by Russell Wilson. Yeah.
So I low key, I low key have to agree with that statement. I think he was so hated
I didn't hate him. I just
that
want to
it
make sure
brought
that's clear.
entertainment to boxing, which is like what he wanted in a sense, like
Yeah.
which is fine. But did it bring entertainment for me? No, because it wasn't someone I really cared about to see box.
But you can't deny he knew how to like
Oh,
market and
absolutely.
draw up where I'm like, okay, I kind of want to see what's going on. Where like, because who did he beat? It wasn't Isaiah Thomas.
Nate Robinson. He knocked him clean out.
That was the first fight.
I know, but it's kind of
It was his early fights. Yeah, I think. Yeah,
it was just like, because that's where it started. Because
that's the one that blew up.
exactly
That's the one for me. It felt like, yeah, I want to see this motherfucker lose. And then I
Mhm.
think a lot of people after that were like, yeah, we gotta see this motherfucker lose.
Yeah, that one definitely started it. He played it well, man. He played it well. Everyone's like, "Oh, his career, his boxing career's over." This stuff. I don't know if it is. You can do the Tommy Fury rematch. I think Tommy wants the rematch. He got a payday. I think he got 7 million. Jacob reportedly got 30 million. Disgusting. That's why the broadcast was on his side. My man got 30 million. And then
Wasn't he supposed to pay Tommy that?
no, so Tommy 7. If they would have taken the bet, Tommy should have gotten 14. But there's a Fury rematch. There's a Nate Diaz fight. There's a whole Nate Diaz PFL, maybe MMA fight in there because Jake is signed with PFL, who's another MMA promotion. He's supposed to have an MMA fight at some point. I think I like his chances honestly better now in MMA than in boxing. If I'm being honest.
yeah, fair.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't think his career
Mm.
is over, but the next one won't sell as well.
So
Absolutely not.
I agree with that. Who does he fight next to draw? Is it a KSI? Is it
Mhm.
is it a Nate Diaz? Like, because he is a big draw. So
You
like,
just hit the nail on the head. It's KSI. It's 100% KSI. He's gonna be KSI. First off, 100%. And second off, that is the internet draw. KSI. If you look at him, I think 20 million YouTube subscribers. Another boxer. He brings the English crowd, so he's got the England Europe crowd, Jake the USA crowd. That's the fight to make. I hate to say that. That's the fight to make. It's a social fight. It's a social fight. And then after that, I think he takes on someone in MMA. He takes on Nate Diaz, some retired fighter that wants to fight him for money. That yeah.
Interesting.
So,
My prediction though, if I was to make one, I think we're gonna see less of these social boxing events.
Why?
I think Jake showed how much money there was in it. I think now that Jake's lost, I think if KSI loses to Jake, if we see these guys now no longer look invincible, because everyone's watching to see them lose. I think now that we've seen them lose, and maybe we're gonna continue to see them lose, they're gonna lose steam, and maybe like 2 years out, we're gonna be like, oh, remember when like YouTubers were boxing?
that's why they gotta bring back celebrity boxing. Those little clay shit.
Yeah, we'll see.
That shit was hilarious.
Bro,
Yeah.
see, and that's the investment. They all lose, and then they bring that shit back for like 2 seasons. Perfect.
See, the problem with celebrity boxing is it was always amateur, so they had the headgear on. You put those motherfuckers in a bare knuckle fight.
Do y'all remember? You might not remember this. Bum fights.
Oh, I know bum
No.
fights.
No, what's that?
Really? Oh my gosh.
I can't remember.
Something
bum fight.
extremely illegal.
They
Bum
would like
fights.
pay bums to fight. And, like, record
They
it.
would pay homeless people to fight.
When was this?
Oh my goodness! It was
Early 2000s YouTube era.
Yeah, it was huge for a while.
It was bad. You know what the new version of bum fights is?
Mm.
Street beefs. You guys ever watch Street Beefs?
Mm-mm.
Phenomenal. Go to YouTube after this. Put in Street Beefs. Oh, you'll see some dad with like some 300-pound dad with a gut fighting some 150-pound uncle in like an MMA ring in like someone's backyard. It's unbelievable. It's oh my god, and these people are like knocking themselves out. It is
Okay, to like solve a problem.
yeah, like so essentially it's like stop violence, squash the beef in the ring or whatever.
Oh,
You'll
that's
see
cool.
like baby mama drama on there where
That's
these
kinda-
two women come out and
That's
they're
kind of dope.
beating each other. But then there's guys who are like trying to make a name for themselves. It's like on the local ring where it's like these guys who are like MMA trained, throwing spinning back heels and doing like double leg takedowns and trying to like ground and pound. So it's like you get the full spectrum of just like drunk guys versus like these guys who look like bodybuilders. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So Street Beefs, they've been growing a lot. They are hilarious. The highlight reels are insane.
Okay, I'll have to check that out.
I'll look into that. I'll DM you. Now, I think this is a perfect time for a shameless plug because we have what do you call it? We have a pretty big fight coming up this week.
Yep.
And as you know, our network grows, we have, a myriad of podcasts. We touch all corners. And I think this would be appropriate time because I will be making some bets. So I'm gonna say this on the show.
Okay. You follow my bets that I post weekly?
So I definitely think before we get to that, I'm on camera going to take the advice from a local upgrowing podcast in our
Wow.
backyard. And I definitely think that person should definitely talk about, because we have a big John Jones fight coming up, right?
This weekend, yeah.
Okay. So
Too bad when this video gets posted, it'll be after the event.
okay.
Okay.
It's okay. I live what I say in the podcast in real life.
Okay.
What do you look for? Just quick bets?
How about
On
this?
the fight
How about we tell the people what you up to?
Oh, okay, so if this is a shout out, hey everyone listening, if you like me, if you like my voice, if you like MMA fighting or any just combat sports in general, I do have a combat sports podcast called Switching Stances Podcast.
Switching stances.
Switching stances, like the combat sports term, not political. I've had people ask me that if it's a political podcast.
Oh wow.
No, it's not switching political stances. It's switching fight stances. If you want to give it a follow, I'd appreciate it. We're having some fun on there. Are you looking to make some bets for this weekend? Or you want some help here? I'm pulling up my bookie right now.
Pull up your bookie. I'm gonna be following to a T this week.
All right. I'm just gonna talk about the main event.
All right.
Or not the main card. So the
That's
5
fine.
fights. Gamrot versus Jalen Turner.
Who are we picking?
Gamrot.
What's the other person's name?
Jalen Turner.
That sounds like a winner. You smile. Does Jalen Turner sound like a winner?
I'll give you like okay, Gamrot record 21-2, 5'10". They're fighting at lightweight. Jalen Turner, 13-5, 6'3", also fighting. Oh no, they're fighting at welterweight. Sorry, so they're fighting at 170 pounds.
Okay. Next.
All right, this one, Bo Nickel versus Jamie Pickett. I'm taking Bo Nickel. That's an easy one.
That's a demon. Okay.
Look at his face.
I know. Look at him. I know.
Okay.
I've been catching him too.
All right.
We gonna talk about what he been doing. He tired.
All right. Jeff Neal versus Shavkat Rakhmonov.
Huh?
Rakhmonov.
That sounds dangerous.
I don't know who any of these people are.
I know.
Maybe now you might. Valentina Shevchenko.
That's the ladies, right?
Yeah. Against Alexa Grasso.
She sounds
So
hot.
Valentina Shevchenko, she's the New Zealand chick.
No, she is the
Brazilian.
Tajikistani.
No, who's the Brazilian chick?
Amanda Nunes.
Okay.
So
who's
the
one
only
from New
woman,
Zealand?
the only woman Valentina's lost to is Amanda Nunes, but that's because she went up in weight.
Yeah. Okay.
But Valentina at 125, Amanda's at 135. Valentina at 125 is the best. So Valentina, I'm taking Valentina on that one. And the last one, John Jones versus Cyril Gahn. Johnny Bones Jones. I'm going John Jones.
John Bones Jones.
John Bones Jones. I can't bet. You can't bet against John Jones, even though he's at heavyweight. Never all this other shit.
How old is John Jones now?
John's 35 now.
Oh, okay.
Hasn't fought in 3 years.
Oh, damn.
Yes.
All right. Well,
There you
I'll
go.
be.
Those are the picks.
I'll
Everyone
be betting.
listening, everyone that just heard that, go look at how correct I was, because the results will be out when this drops.
Oh my gosh. So I think this is, oh my gosh, is such a good, segue.
Transition.
I know. Oh my gosh. What's the dynasty be up to? Been
Huh?
up to,
You
yeah.
talking to me?
Of course
I thought
you.
you were talking to Cuz.
Oh no, his dynasty's only beginning.
Done. Shattered. Shattered dynasty. Ruined. Took the Saudi money.
What have I been up to?
What's not be coy? You out here protecting and serving our country
Huh?
on the rugby field.
Oh, representing the U.S. of A.
Not really, not yet. Nah, I got an opportunity to go compete for a spot at let's say camp. Play touch rugby.
Oh, hey, put some sounds on that. Put some sounds on that. Say it again.
and-
Say it again. Put some sounds on that.
And it was in San Diego at the Olympic training facility.
Ooh, oh,
Well, actually, it's in Chula Vista, Olympic training facility. But it was super dope. There was like 45 athletes there for 16 spots.
Is this rugby sevens?
Touch rugby.
Touch rugby.
So touch rugby is played primarily in New Zealand and Australia. But teams are all over the world too. But it's bigger in there. New Zealand, Australia, they get paid more.
Okay. Yeah.
To play. And they play year round. It's very similar to like I would say ultimate frisbee
Okay.
in a way.
Okay.
okay.
So you pretty much get stopped as soon as you get touched. And then you
Yeah.
have to. Do they still do the scrum?
No, so the scrum is just a person putting the ball down.
Okay.
And it's called a ruck. When you just put the ball down, and turnovers happen very easy. And it's 90% running.
I was gonna say
Right.
it sounds like a lot of speed is necessary and athleticism.
It's a lot of forward backward movement.
Yeah, because
Practice.
Ugh.
So it's they do meters. So it's probably it's like half the size of a rugby field almost. And it's like every time you touch somebody, you got to get back 7 meters, and then you come forward. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of forward, backward movement, running. It's almost like you're doing suicides the whole time.
Also, when you say like you said half the size of a rugby field.
Yeah,
People don't, a rugby field is huge,
it's huge.
bigger than an NFL field.
Yeah, so
It's
it's like
huge.
a
Oh, yeah.
it's like 100 by 100.
Rugby
meters.
stadiums are massive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so with touch field, it's like it's not as big, and the games they're 20-minute halves, and so you're literally running for 20 minutes straight.
Mm.
Yeah.
You still kick it in the
No.
post? No.
If it hits the ground, it's a turnover.
Yeah.
So you only get basically from the start, which is in the middle, you get 6 touches, and it's a turnover.
Oh, 6.
Touch.
Oh,
Like,
6. Oh,
touches or
okay.
tackles.
Uh-huh.
And then it's a turnover.
Okay.
But if there's like a penalty, so say I touch him and don't get back 7 meters and I only get back 5, they call it offsides. And so now they get it.
My brain.
Yeah, there's so many rules. So then they get a new set of 6. And so they get a set of new 6 touches, and I have to get back now 10 meters instead of only 7. It's a penalty.
Damn.
Yeah. So it's
Interesting.
a lot of running. It's a lot of like there's some thought, but it's more of like fluid momentum and just movement. And it's crazy. It's fun. Very cool. It's really fun. So
All right. Well, once again, I just want to give big shout outs. Did your thing.
So it's competing for the World Cup 2024 in England.
Woo.
So that's the.
And you find out, you said next week if you made the roster?
Next week or 2 weeks. So
awesome.
But you'll know.
All right. Well, listeners, another shameless plug of why you should listen to us. Are
we going to England next year?
Let's start the fuck. Hey, let's start the fuck up. Hey, where you going?
I love England.
My left, your right. We got Olympic. I'm gonna say that we got Olympic athlete over here. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We got Olympic, and to my right, we got here. We got
the man them. Man them run them towns now.
We got what's his fucking name? Not Joe Budden. We got Joe Rogan over here with the podcast,
Okay, I'll take it.
I'll take
Joe Rogan.
And then we have little old me. So
the ringleader.
Right. We're forgetting, the
Fax Dragon.
I call that the rafters. We got
the rafters.
We got people on the rafters over there. Just do it. Oh, the crazy! Man, this was
fantastic.
we got one show that comprises so many different things. So when you watch, please pay attention. We have other podcasts, other shows. As you hear, that's the rafters going off again. They got
they're backseat critics in more than one way.
Yeah. So once again, we as we keep going with the year, please stay tuned. We're all doing dope things, and y'all hear that draft that just came in from up there? Yeah, keep playing with me, backseat critics.
All right, let's get into a topic you had here.
Oh no, I just want to let people know.
Okay.
I just want to let the people know. Come on.
Try not to drag too long,
We will get through this, I promise. So yeah, so please stay tuned. We're all doing dope things. So I have something for us, and we're gonna start it and keep it easy. And that is, gentlemen.
Yes.
Have you ever been called corny?
100%
by the opposite sex?
All the time.
Yeah.
And I want to ask y'all before we get we're into today's topic. What makes a person or a guy corny? And I just want y'all's definition.
I don't know.
What in today's world?
In today's world
makes a guy,
from your personal experience,
what makes him corny?
What makes him corny?
Not being a piece of shit. A guy that I don't know, has positive emotions and isn't scared to share those.
That's a damn good answer.
For me, it's like somebody who says jokes that don't make people laugh. That's like that. When I hear corny,
Thank you, Merriam-Webster.
You know,
that's so like
Yeah.
that is my like that's what I think of when people call you corny, or you just like you don't know how to be you don't know how to present yourself in a manner that's like I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know. Like I feel like you do stuff to make someone laugh and they don't laugh and they just be like, "Oh, you're corny." But I feel like with females it's like you try and get somebody's attention and it doesn't work and they're usually like, "Oh, you're corny." Or that was corny.
Okay, let's keep it a band. When we hear women and they say, "Oh, that guy's corny," what are they meaning?
I don't
he doesn't
know.
have game.
That too.
Yeah. Oh,
He's also like probably a nice guy, quote unquote, nice guy.
so I agree. All things are being said. You know, the technical, the
You know who else is corny?
Who?
A guy like John Morant. I will say that.
Oh, you
John
think
Morant
John
is-
Morant's corny?
Him getting a tattoo saying him on his hand or whatever.
Timothy.
Himothy. Saying Himothy is corny also. Or calling yourself him. I don't know. That's
corny.
That's played out now. Yeah, that is corny to me.
I don't know.
I'll just say this: our white knight, or maybe my white knight, Michael B. Jordan,
Bless him.
called corny.
Oh, you talking about the interview? Oh,
Who called him corny?
I didn't hear it with the sound, but I know about it. And he was so Michael B. Jordan got interviewed on the red carpet of the Grammys. Is it the Grammys?
Oh no, his movie for Creed 3.
Oh, that's right. His
I'm
movie,
gonna go see that.
his movie review, his movie preview for Creed 3, and he got interviewed by someone he went to high school with, and she like insulted him in high school and called him corny or like making fun of him. And he was like, "Oh yeah, I don't know what he said back to her. He'll probably get into it, but like, he was basically like, "Oh yeah, I'm corny now. Like you see me now, like
Yeah.
I'm still corny." But I
Oh,
think it in high school because he used to be an actor in high school. He used to do like drama and like he was not like the popular kid. So he
Most
was
drama
like,
kids are not, unfortunately.
so I think in that context, she was like, "Oh, he's just a corny dude." Like when he tried to get at her one time. So
So I'm gonna play this for y'all, and I want y'all opinion because let's just say this:
it's the ultimate get back.
when I just have experience when a chick calls another dude corny, it's either he's too nerdy,
Mm-hmm.
he does say nice things, and it's not a compliment,
or he's boring.
or he's boring. It's not a compliment. It's not.
It's not a good thing.
It's not a good thing.
And it's not even like a haha, he's corny. It's like a
Get
Oh,
away.
I don't
Oh,
get away.
Like,
yeah.
oh, you corny.
Like don't ever talk to me again.
So I'm gonna play. So there's two parts to it. So I'm gonna play the first part, and then we'll break it down. Then we'll go to the next part. All right. So y'all ready? This
Yeah,
is.
I didn't get to hear. I didn't get to hear.
Yeah,
the
I'm
sound, but
excited
now I know
now.
what you're talking about.
All right.
Now we got Michael B. Jordan, the director, and the star.
Director.
Of Creed 3. And you know, we know each other. We go way back all the way to Chad Science in Newark, okay? The corny kid, right? No, I did not say that. Misquoted for sure.
So there's a part. So this lady also, for y'all know, she also has a podcast.
The one asking him the question?
Yeah.
Okay.
And her and her friend kind of go a little bit more in depth. So just hearing that part, because that was like the end of it, I'm just curious how she even presented it. What comes up for y'all? Let's keep it a band.
That's interesting to me because she like almost, I don't know why she had to make a I guess because
She insinuated that they was cool, right?
yeah, she insinuated that they were
Yeah.
cool, that they know each other from past.
But I think it was also like, especially like we always talk about it nowadays. People want to get from people that are doing better than them, and I think it was her way to attempt to try and up her antics on who she is because she knows Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah,
so it's like, oh yeah, I know LeBron James too. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, no, you don't, nigga. you was just insulting LeBron James yesterday.
Yeah.
And so it's
No,
like
but me and
that.
LeBron use the same toilet.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so it's like this. It's like this. It was like for me, it felt like it was her way of like trying to get something out of it with him where he is now, to be like, let me try and pull this plug so I can get something bigger out of people, you know, or more.
Exactly. She was
Yeah.
trying to insinuate that they were cool, and in the same way, almost build herself up. Be like, yeah, we grew up together almost. You know,
We're both here. Like, I know you directed and starred in this movie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, so
and Michael gave her that hand.
before we break Michael B's part down, I want to give her due diligence, because at the end, she definitely at the end of it, because I'll have to scroll through this part, because this video that I'm using it from breaks it down pretty fairly. So at the end of it, I'm not gonna go to that part. They end the interview by saying, "Oh, well," she says this, "Well, you're not corny now," and he's like, and then he leaves. So one thing I will say, I do respect for him shooting his shot and spraying her back and then keeping it professional. I feel like that's what's
Yeah.
dope. But this is what he's referencing. So I'm curious what y'all think about what was actually said. So
I don't. Can I
okay.
say I don't like she said that.
What?
Oh, you're not corny now.
Oh, she should have. I was talking about this with somebody, and we'll get to that. One second. I want to get to the second part. I want y'all to hear that.
B. Jordan is just like a nice, corny guy. And I don't mean that as a slight, right? I mean, we all know that the nice, corny guys treat you the best.
You know, it's so crazy. I went to school with Michael B. Jordan and to be honest with you, we teased him all the damn time because his name was Michael Jordan. Let's start there. And he was no Michael Jordan. And then he also would come to school with headshots. And back then, that was like in the hood. We lived in Newark.
Yeah.
Like that's the hood. You know what I mean? So we would make fun of him like, what you gonna do with your little stupid headshot?
So wait, I do have to add this other piece. I'm not gonna. So they also, what is missing, but I'm not gonna play. It's irrelevant. We'll talk about it. Is the other person there's another person that she does a podcast with. That's the other voice that you heard. Mm-hmm. They also talk about, because the other friend who actually legitimately called him corny, even though she co-signed that shit, she doubles down. She's like, well, he went out with Lori Harvey and that was a staged relationship, and any guy who dates, doesn't like black women, it's corny to me. So like she doubles down on that. But the other friend is like, oh, you do what you want. So whatever. But that's the whole context. So just hearing that piece, what are y'all thoughts?
I think it goes back to his validation, because even, I don't know if that was before or after.
That podcast was before.
So it's like she called him corny once in high school, talked about it, made fun of him, and then you call him corny again on a podcast, doubling down on what you said in high
She
school.
didn't technically say.
Her friend said he was
Exactly.
corny, right?
I want to keep it. Yeah. She didn't technically say he was corny. The friend did, but
She did say he was corny first.
no,
Well,
the friend.
The other host.
The other
I think
host.
said he's a nice corny guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
the
that
other
wasn't
host.
her it's talking
That was
But
about.
then she said we used to call him corny in high school because
Oh yeah.
because he used to come. His name was Michael Jordan.
Oh,
He
yeah.
wasn't Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
So doubling down on her saying he's corny in high school.
Mhm.
So now when he goes to approach her, even if he didn't listen to her podcast, he probably has somebody who showed him this podcast.
Maybe.
Plus, he was like, "Oh yeah, I do remember her. She used to say something like that to me."
Yeah.
So when I seen her in public, it's like, you call me corny. Oh, you think I'm corny still? And you come talk to me now that I'm standing on the pedestal? This movie about me, and you trying to come talk to me about it?
Yeah.
Who corny now?
Mhm.
Like, I don't know. It's interesting. I just feel like, in that extent, like you're searching for something that you're not going to get because you've already clowned this dude multiple times. Now you're in public. It's let me try and get something out of it. And it's like you've been clowning him. You've been clowning him. Now that he's somewhere that you trying to get to, it's like, oh no, let's be friends. I wasn't saying that. And I think it goes back to the episode that I talk about. We live in the apology era where we gotta apologize for everything so we don't look bad.
Yeah.
And it's like you're not really apologizing for nothing.
What I was gonna say is I didn't like that during the interview she said you're not corny now, because that stuff that they titled corny when he was a kid is the same reason he is at where he is now.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're gonna call that corny, then don't change it now that he's successful. Nothing changed from what he was doing there. It got him to where he is now.
And that's why I respect I will say this, the host that she's actually legitimately said that he was corny and all this stuff. She even doubles down, like she tweeted like, "Oh, you're still corny now," and this other stuff. So she never like let up. She's like, "Yeah, you're corny to me." So I respect that. The other person, I would have respected her more if she would have kept that same energy. "Oh, you're corny," you know, but the switch up, the like. I agree with AJ. The whole like, oh, like I want to seem adjacent to you, like we cool. But
Yeah.
but I'm just curious. Was that just it?
What?
That piece, or I interrupted you?
No, yeah, that was my main piece. I didn't like what the other woman said too. That just because he's still corny today because he's a nice guy and whatnot. Like she doesn't even know him at the end of the day. She probably has never had a one-on-one conversation with Michael B. Jordan. How is she gonna call him corny?
And that's the part that really like shocks the shit out of me. Where it's like y'all both were saying we're like everyone is so. I want someone who can, and I've said this on the podcast many times. I want someone who looks good, has a Fortune 500 company, is a kingpin, knows future, and all this other shit. And I'm just kind of like, these men that you were creating do not exist. Like, I say this so fucking much, where like, I'm the old guy on this porch where I'm like, don't walk on my lawn. Like, when people talk about anime now, it bothers the shit out of me. Because I remember when I was in the fucking traps and trenches, and people was like, oh, that's fucking dumb as shit. And then now, Meg Thee Stallion's like, twerk, 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 Demon Slayer. And I'm just kind of like, I will say this, I definitely think Meg is probably an anime person, but it's just this fake, like, bullshit where I'm like, I was in the fuck, y'all called me, I don't know how many women have called me corny for turning my work in on time, opening up the door, doing the nice things, not skipping class. Like, you know, I'll say this, you guys. So we had Marte on, right?
Yeah.
So I grew up with like the Terrence Rosses and the Terrence Jones in my class, right? And girls went for like those type of archetypes. And I said on here, which hopefully y'all remember, I was like, oh, I did the taxes for the West. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
Because like in high school, like I was cool with everybody. But like anytime I would try to talk to a girl, get no play. That's why eventually when I was like, I'll do taxes for the West, me being adjacent with the basketball players, right? They was like, oh, okay, Robert, we can kind of like understand. But I was kind of like, it took me having to just be in the vicinity of potential whatever they was doing for y'all to even look at me. But if I didn't have that shit, if I wasn't doing taxes for the West, and it was just kind of like, it's just sad that this is where we're at.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think I agree. Like I definitely agree. I think it goes back to that saying like nice guys finish last. Like everybody want a bad boy until a bad boy hit him in the face, take the keys to their car, whatever. Like until all these
Leaves
things,
them with the kid.
You know what I'm saying? You know, have a kid and leave. Whatever the case may be. Everybody want a bad boy until that happened, and then you going back to the corny dude, the nice guy, the guy that you know is gonna tie your shoe when you can't bend over, whatever the case may be. He gonna take you to the hospital when you ain't feeling well. Like now it's all of a sudden I want this dude, and it's like this is the dude that wanted you from the get go.
Yeah.
So
I think this is why I wanted to bring this up here, because people always talk about like the cycle of like fuck boys, where I think this is where this is born, because if we want to keep it a band, people don't accept people for who they are, and it seems like for us men, we have to be this certain thing. Like we're always in this template. We're like, I know people are joking and things like that, but like now men can't smoke hookah. If you smoke hookah, then pause. We're like, as a man, you gotta be the certain thing. Like we can't have anything. Like we can't like anime. You can't open the door. You can't be nice. You have to be these certain things. And I'm like, why does that always lead to someone being like different, corny? Why? Like, and this is why sometimes I feel like alpha males are born. Like this whole like I have to be this hyper masculine beast.
100%. Why do you think the Andrew Tates of the world got so like popular? Men constantly being told that they're toxic, everything they do is bad, all this and that, until finally this cancer popped up telling them no, like you have to be this way. Women don't know what they want, and young men stuck to that like fly to shit. And
Because they're impressionable.
yeah,
I think that's the biggest piece. Impressibility, man. Like it's huge. People don't understand like how malleable the brain is at a young age. And when you get toxicness in the air and people play into it, and people get a reaction out of it, people get attention out of it. It's fuel to the fire. It's like, man, like this feels good. Yeah. Yeah. Or this there's some people that I know that just like straight degrade women and say women like that. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, what? Like, huh? But at the end of the day, they're now messing with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 women at a time. And I'm like, how are y'all like respecting that? Like, you getting degraded right now. Like, I don't talk. I say you can speak? Huh? Like,
I had flashback. I've heard that a million times.
like what? Like, that to me is like, yo, that's such a sense of control. Like, I don't know. Anyway,
But I've heard so many women be like, "Oh, I like that he's taking control."
good for them, man. They get what they get.
I'd say good for Michael B. Jordan, because I feel like he
Absolutely.
did it the most classiest way, where he's like, "Stop that fuck shit. Watch yourself. Let's finish this interview." Because this was a win for guys like us.
Absolutely.
How often? Because y'all ain't gotta talk about it, but how often you're like, man, when I get here, because I'll just say like this: I feel like people are look at Michael B. Jordan by him addressing it, him being insecure. We're like, oh, he needs to go to therapy. Why did he even bring that up? We're like, I think that was the most professional way.
He earned that.
Exactly. Oh,
He earned that. Yeah. No, people saying he shouldn't have brought that up. Fuck you. he earned that through all the bullying he dealt with as a kid. Probably part of what like motivated him to work so hard and become who he is. He earned that. 100%.
I think it goes. It's crazy because it made me think of what you always be talking about.
uh-oh.
You be like, I can't wait till I get on top and say, fuck all my haters.
What? I don't be saying that.
Fuck all my haters. I hope you see this.
I don't say that.
Because I ultimately it's that sense of the same mentality, but not as vocal, right? Like it's like I let my actions speak for myself. And now someone who was bullying me, talking about me, you on the red carpet to see me. Hold up. Oh, wait. Take a second.
Yeah.
Recognize who you looking at. You looking at that same person you was bullying. Oh, got you. I'm gonna keep walking.
Yeah.
The great philosopher Riley Freeman once said, "You gotta let these hoes stargaze from the fucking sideline." Yeah, and that is not gender. That's anyone who identifies they hoes is non-binary. It goes to all the fucking people who didn't believe. And I think that's something that I definitely want to tell people, and hopefully that's you kind of got from this conversation, and that is one, just believe it in yourself, because I don't think I would have had the type of friends I have here or type of friends I have out there without like going against the grain of like I'm not going to conform and be like everyone else, because that stuff does pay off. It might not end up like a Michael B. Jordan, but it pays off of maybe you bought a house, or maybe you're in a job that you like, or maybe you got some stocks that you like, following your own beat to your drum. Now, I do want to also say and bring up this last thing to kind of tie it all together, because I want for us to be considered a Taterverse podcast. So I want to bring in someone, because I want to induct this person, out of the Corny Hall of Fame, because she once was doing some corny ass shit. So her name is Ayesha Curry. And I want to say this was very big of Ayesha Curry. So I don't know, but I think I'm going to pass this to Cost. Cost, don't you remember that one famous run by the Golden State Warriors? And Ayesha Curry was talking about some things?
Yeah. What series was that?
I think it was the conference finals.
18.
Yeah, it was conference before they went to the finals.
The Blazers?
Yes,
No.
I think it was against the Blazers, because Riley, the she
Seth?
big as no,
Oh,
his
Riley.
little girl,
Yeah.
because she was a menace in the media.
Oh yeah, now she's like grown up.
17. I think it was 2017.
Maybe. Okay. Yeah. And
Was
then
that
what?
6 years ago? Yeah, I could see.
Aisha said something along the lines of like, she feels like she doesn't get enough attention from like other men, something along those lines, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So recently,
And people are like, "What are you on about?"
exactly.
Us included.
We talked about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we talked about
exactly.
it.
We talked about this show,
Mhm.
and we've talked about this piece, because this article, and the reason why, even though kind of getting off of Ayesha, but kind of giving her respect for even talking about this publicly, is this article from People. It says Ayesha Curry tried to compete with husband Stephen Curry while she was on her fitness journey, and she believes that is what hindered her. So in this article, she kind of brings up and talks about the attention that Steph got in the NBA, and she kind of made the comment of she said this: one of my biggest things that was a hindrance was that I was competing in my own weird, twisted way with my very own athletic husband, and I'm thinking I needed to do all the things he was doing in order to find my balance and stay fit. So,
Look, sounds a little bit like a cop out.
yes, but we still got to give this person credit. She could have not said anything at all.
Yeah.
And like I will say this, where like moms that go through like pregnancies, postpartum, all this stuff, a lot of stuff was fluctuated. But I remember us coming out was like, if you have that problem with your husband, why are you not like
Why are you taking it
you
public?
exactly, like why
Yeah.
do you want that attention? Well, he's getting attention. I'm sorry that your husband is famous, athletic, person.
Best point guards ever play. Like,
But yeah, he's got championships, right?
yeah, he does.
Okay, does he got 70-point game? Man,
It's funny, man.
what? No, I'm just curious, right?
Yeah.
Wow,
Keep it
wow.
moving.
But I liked how she talked about not competing, and that's why I wanted her to get her out of the Corny Hall of Fame, because you talk about this a lot, AJ, about people competing in relationships, and that's the one thing that wasn't the cop out for me. She admitted that she had to stop competing with her partner, and I feel like that's the toxicity that's in a lot of relationships. I'm competing with what you are, instead of being like, why can't you do this together?
Yeah.
I still don't. Oh, sorry, go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead.
I'll say this. I still don't like that her version of competing, quote unquote, was attention from other men outside of their relationship. I do think that's weird. Maybe that's how women see themselves, like how they find themselves attractive. Um, from a male psyche like myself, I don't know, like we don't get compliments as men, very rarely if we do. So I thought I still find that part weird, even if she's admitted whatever. I still don't think that was correct when she was a married woman and whatnot.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I do think that is woman's way of competing, because I think they see men getting women to shout them out. Oh, I want to take a picture with you and do this and be next to you. And now she's not getting that same repercussion or same thing from their partner. So it's like now I'm gonna post this thirst trap on Instagram so I can get, 50 comments and likes and DMs to have attention thrown my way. And so it's not like it might not be a physical compete in competition, but it's a physical compete in competition when it comes to emotional competition. Like, oh, you can get attention, I can get attention too. You can get this, or I can get this too. And now you're not doing this anymore, you're doing this. You're bringing yourself further and further away from each other, because it's almost like envious.
Exactly.
And you're envious of what is going on for one person, when all you have to do is be the loudest cheerleader. At the end of the day, like, if you the loudest cheerleader, what that gonna do? Like, we bring up this person again, but LeBron, you know, his wife posted something on Instagram and he blew her comments up. He was putting all types of comments on there. It's like, why can't we? Someone told me that, I think we had this conversation. Why can't we go back to dating, even being in a relationship, and trying to court this person, even being in a relationship, of trying to get this person even while being in a relationship. So now it's still fun. It's still exciting. It's still, I can post something but like, ooh, who that chick is? And it's funny, is like, one of my friends talked about it, and they've been married for a while, and she goes, I'm his wife and I'm his mistress. And I laugh, but I'm like, it's funny. She's like, because tonight I might be his wife and tomorrow I might be his mistress. And in my head, I'm like, it's kind of dope, like, to continue to make things fun. And for me, it's like, that could be very entertaining in aspects. You know what I'm saying? That could be very entertaining. Like, oh, like, so, yeah.
No, I like that, because I just like that. I'm your wife and I'm your mistress. I'm gonna fix your leak, ma'am. I'm your plumber.
Man, I'm your doctor. I'm your lawyer.
like I don't know how y'all are, but like, slapping the butt, when walking around. Why you do that? Just cause I could and I can, you know. And I think I think what people underestimate is the little things, where like we're a team, we're effort, we're like, you even looking out, and I hate to even say this, I think it's one of the sister TMR, or one of those Tierra. Now she's posting thirst traps. Like, I'm like,
Isn't she like 40 now?
yes.
Damn.
And I'm like, fuck. Like, do you really think? Look here. It's almost kind of like, I think you get further away from what you really want, because I know she wants like a healthy relationship.
But see, that right there is what I always talk about. It's like the same thing, right? Like, I'm gonna go to the club so I can find a healthy relationship. How is the club gonna help you get a healthy relationship? Because now that you find a person in the club, would you think this person is gonna want to be in the club?
No, you got to figure out if they know how to twerk. That's why I go to the club, because I like twerks.
I'm a third on this one.
For me, it's the same thing. It's the same thing with Instagram, right? You meet this person sliding in their DMs, you because they post this bikini picture of them in Bali, and you reach out to them and they respond.
Oh,
The gap here is Robert thinks he can change anyone.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now it's
third
when-
eye
when
only.
things become difficult, when things become rough, what does that person do? They go back to where they got you.
Yep.
The attention. They go back to where they found you, the club.
That's okay. We
to
put
get
some
the
strobe lights
attention.
in. We club in my house.
So I think we have to get out of that. Like you're gonna get what you are. Where you're looking is what you're gonna get. And that's not what you want.
Yes.
All right. So we have one more thing before we.
We have a question, a comment, a question from Left on Red.
Left on red. Left
Left
on
on
red.
red.
Left on red. Hey, left on red. Left on red. Left on red. Hey, left on red. Left on. Hey, left on.
That's the one. So, because of nature of this question, I'm not actually going to say this person's gram because it was a pretty intimate question. But this comes from, and for anyone who's listening, I don't be making this shit up. I ain't got enough time to be doing this shit, so I just want to let that be known. How did he?
Robert's cooking the books.
So this person wanted to ask. He said this podcast is usually. Yeah, he said he's like. Actually, I'm gonna read the entire message. He's like,
Please do.
"Yo, Robert, been liking some of the stuff that you've been bringing up, and I have a few ideas. Also, although he didn't ask for it, he asked this podcast usually talks about intimate relationships and dating, and then he's like, have
I
you
guess.
ever? Huh?
I guess.
Yeah. He says, have you ever covered topics on dating and substance use? So I'm just curious when it comes to dating and substance use. I'm pretty sure, I'm not going to divulge all the conversation I had with this person. They
Yeah.
were kind of talking about the barriers of what substance use and dating would look like and how that would go. And I'm just curious because we don't want to leave him on red. What are your thoughts on that?
A lot. That was a good transition.
I can start.
2-year time skip.
I think it so substance abuse as a whole is very dangerous. I think a lot of times people use it as a coping mechanism. A lot of times people use it as an exit. A lot of times people use it to get through something emotionally. But it never erases the underlying problem. And a lot of times it becomes the main problem. Now, when you take a problem and you mix it into a relationship, it adds fuel to a fire because a lot of times those conversations are no longer had because of whatever's being used, the substance. Especially you see it with alcoholics, see it with heavy drug users, and even sometimes like when marijuana becomes an issue of laziness, right? Like, so I think ultimately substance abuse can lead people in the wrong direction. But when you attach it to a relationship and it comes with a different person, a lot of times it makes that situation worse. So say I have a partner and we both are highly addicted to alcohol. Now it seems like our place of togetherness is at a bar getting fucked up
Blaming on
hammered.
the juice. Got your fan loose.
And now this is where our commonality is. And our issues are. This is where if I get too drunk one night, now it's a problem because I got too drunk or whatever the case may be. So I think it's stop all your substance uses, period, and deal with your emotions with the emotional advocate. Deal with your emotions.
That's level 5. I'm on level 3. They can push the button for level 5.
That's fine. I would
Referral.
say if you're dealing with, if this is something you're dealing with, you got to ask yourself, do you love the person when they're on that substance or when they're not on that substance.
This is going to a very dangerous territory, but I'm
And the reason I say that is because I think people are very different when they're using versus when they're not. So you have to ask yourself what version of that do you love? And if it's not on the substance, I think that makes that probably makes the more sense and what I have in my mind. Then you can try to help them, but at the end of the day, if that's their journey, and you can try to help and you can give them resources and that stuff, but that only they can be the ones to say, I will no longer be abusing alcohol, drugs, whatever. If you love them on that substance, I don't know. That's something I can't really answer.
So I think I want to give a shout out to myself. Y'all should have checked out last week's interlude for the podcast. I brought up one of my things.
I listened to it.
I brought up one of the things that I am working on the side, and it is I call it the ID. And one of the things that I was talking about is dependency. And with dependency, I think it's very important that it's very important that you will be dependent upon a partner. And like the dependency when it comes to drug and alcohol, like there's going to be a point in a relationship where your partner's going to depend upon you. And when drugs or alcohol are in it, that is the type of dependency that is not the normal in any relationship. And because there might be a thing where there's mental health, or there might be a thing where it comes to physical mobility, but it should never go there. And I know Arthur and I know Koss were both talking about showing up, and they were talking about getting help. I think before you can consider being any type of relationship, making sure that you are in some level of the treatment stages when it comes to substance use. So not that dependency, but different level of dependency in a relationship. So definitely check that out. The ID, interdependence, independence, and dependency are all important for you to be ready for your soulmate. And with that being,
I think that becomes important too, is like recognizing if you can be with yourself, interdependency, relying on yourself first with anything. Like if I'm so dependent on alcohol, that means I can't rely on myself anymore. And now, how am I supposed to rely on this other person, like you're saying? So, self first. Self first. Yeah.
self. First self.
For self.
And if you like the 4 selves that we bring here, you didn't like that?
No, there's only 3 of us. Doesn't make sense.
Well, there's 4 podcasts here. Myself, Koss's, yours, and theirs. So 4 selves. Boom! Got him, folks. Anywho, got him. If you like what we're doing,
got him.
Please like, comment, subscribe. We got Big Vanilla. We got
Hit
Big
the bell.
French Vanilla over here. We got
Hit the bell.
we got Rocky Road, and then we got Strawberry.
I like that one.
We're killing it, killing it, AJ. This has been the Play No Games podcast / show, and we are
Out.
Probably wondering if I think of you. Sorry, I'm for the bag right now. Yeah, I'm for the bag right now. Yeah, for the bag that I never had. Yeah, you probably mad right now. Yeah, I got a 2-piece now. Shit, I think they call them groupies now.